Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Heart for the Community Initiatives 2022 Black Business Spotlight. It is my pleasure as your host. I am Carl Armstrong, Director of Operations for Heart for the Community Initiative. I also serve as host for this Black Business Spotlight. We have had a tremendous time this Black History Month so far. This is our second annual time doing this. It has been a great success and partnership with the regional business owners. And I'm hoping that it has been as fun and fruitful for the business owners as it has been with me. We have three more tremendous entrepreneurs. These are three dynamic minds, three very hardworking ladies. I have respect for all of them. They are just tremendous. And you're not only going to learn about their businesses, you're going to learn about their story. And I tell you, once they start telling you their story, it is just as interesting, if not more interesting, than their business story. They are tremendous, and we are so appreciative to have them with us. Listen, I'm going to ask you to do something. I see that the homegirl, Tamania, thank you, sweetie. She's already tagging people. So for all of you who are in the live audience, I want you to start tagging your friends. I want you to go ahead and start sharing the broadcast. And so we're coming live on Facebook. We are on the Carl Armstrong page of Facebook. We're also on the Heart for the Community Initiative Facebook page, and you can find us at the acronym H4TCI. We're also live streaming to YouTube on the Carl's Conversations channel. That's all one word, Carl's Conversations. And you can also find us on Twitter. We're on Twitter this evening on my Twitter page, Carl Armstrong. All right. Thank you so much. I want to thank you, everybody who's out there tagging people. Appreciate it. We want as many eyes on these business owners as we can. Thank you, Pastor Gary Holland. You are the bomb.com, sir. Appreciate your cooperation. Well, listen, you've heard my voice enough. What I want to do is I'm going to give these business owners an opportunity to introduce themselves and their businesses to you. So we're going to go in this order. First, we're going to have Linnea Jordan. Then we're going to have Crystal King, and then Jamia Jones. And when I give them the mic, what they're going to do is they're going to tell you who they are. They're going to introduce their business, and they're going to say whatever they want to say. And then when they finish, we're going to kick it off. So Linnea, we want you to tell the audience about you and what you do.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Linnea Jordan. I am a executive producer, director, owner of a production company in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm a writer. I have books, and I do film productions. I do stage plays, and I'm just here to talk about the work that I'm doing within Baltimore and its surrounding counties.
All right. Thank you so much, Linnea. We appreciate you. Miss Crystal King.
Yes, good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much, Mr. Carl, for inviting me to do this. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So I am Crystal King, and I am the CEO, the proud CEO of Crazy for Gaming Video Game Theater and Mobile Laser Tag, as well as Micah's Ice Cream Truck here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And I guess I could say I can call myself a serial entrepreneur. I love business. I love business talk. And my husband and I started our first business, Crazy for Gaming, in 2016. And it came from out of a passion of just we had several other businesses in the past, but Crazy for Gaming for us, as well as Micah's Ice Cream Truck, seems to be the most successful businesses that we've had. And that business came out of just seeing an idea, and we really weren't ready to move forward with that idea then. And then we came back to it maybe like a year or two later. And when we originally saw the idea, it was a franchise. And we were like, nope, we're not going to do a franchise. We're going to do our own. So Crazy for Gaming, we're a mobile entertainment company, a full service mobile entertainment company, and we basically provide entertainment services for your big event or your small event. Now, we do cater largely to children. And in the back of my genius mind, I knew that that would be great because people spend money. They spend a lot of money on their kids. So we are in the right industry. And then, so Crazy for Gaming, we've been in business since 2016. Micah's Ice Cream Truck, which my genius kid, Micah King, who is 8 years old, he is the genius behind Micah's Ice Cream Truck. And since we have launched Micah's Ice Cream Truck in the middle of a pandemic, let me mention that. It has been so successful. Both businesses are so successful. But people look at me and say, you're successful off of a business, off of a ice cream truck business? And I tell them yes, because when God gives you vision to start something, do anything, when he has his hands in it, it will grow and it will flourish. So Micah's Ice Cream Truck, as well as Crazy for Gaming, both are kid-friendly businesses, as I mentioned earlier. And both, we're just great companies, and we're happy to serve our customers here in the Fredericksburg area.
My friend Crystal King, I must tell you, so far, you are the most confident business owner I have had on this show. Now, you referred to yourself as genius twice, and he
Yes.
referred to your 8-year-old son as genius. I'm not mad at you, right? I'm not mad at all. I'm going to go ahead and agree, right?
Thank you, kind sir.
This is what I want you to do. While we got Jamia up, she's coming next. I want you to type into the comments some of your contact information, okay? So that people can maybe the website and how to get in contact with you so we can put the information up, all right? Thank you so much. Jamia, come on, tell the audience about you and Provision.
Thank you so much for having me back again this year. Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I am Jamia Jones. I'm a financial educator, counselor, and author in the Central Virginia area. I have been in the financial education industry for over 7 years at this point, and I am an accredited financial counselor. So I'm not just a financial counselor because I chose to call myself one, but I have the papers to prove it. I am a children's book author. I've authored a book called Pennies for Piggy. It's a book about saving money and the importance of saving at least 10% of all of your earnings. Along with that book, I also published a coloring book and an activity book as well. Outside of the financial arena, I am an educator of all things. I enjoy educating, and that's the passion behind what I do. I'm a foster parent as well. I'm a lover of dance, art, and food in the Central Virginia area. And I will say this because Crystal mentioned people spend money on their kids, and I analyze a lot of spending plans, and people spend a lot of money on their children.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm in the presence of excellence. So I'm looking forward to a very good show this evening. Now, this is what I want to know. Now, of course, many people do what you do. Linnea, you're not the only filmmaker. You're not the only author. Crystal King, you're not the only one with a fun truck for children. And Jamia, you're not the only one into finances and dance and all that stuff. What makes what you do so different, right? Why would people want to spend money with you as opposed to the other businesses? And Crystal, I'm going to start with you on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is both of my companies are very unique and we know our purpose. And I think that's very important in life, just in general. You have to know your purpose. And when you know your purpose, you know that no matter what you put your hands to, it will flourish. I always use the analogy that if we go inside of a grocery store, you see so many loaves of bread, right? And they're all different brands, but you go in there, none of those brands are competing against each other. They all just stand out and are different. It's just preference, right? So I like to say that both of my businesses are preference, but we also thrive off of great customer service. If you Google both of my businesses, you will get nothing but great reviews You will get nothing but people saying great things about us. And that is very, very important to me. Like, if you're talking about my business, I want you to talk about my business in excellence, because that is the amount of customer service that I am giving. Listen, either one of my businesses cost a little bit of money, right? But they match up to the customer service that I'm giving my customers, Micah's Ice Cream Truck and Crazy for Gaming. So when you demand that, you demand a certain clientele, you demand a certain level of respect, because people know that when they book you, they're going to get nothing but excellence, period.
Oh man, I think you just sold me. Jamia, what makes what you do so different?
Well, I'm connected with a lot of people who do what I do, and each of us are unique in our own right because we're all pushing a different focus. My focus happens to be on financial basics. The financial industry is so large. You can talk about investing, you can talk about wealth building, but my focus is on budgeting, saving, getting your basics in order before moving on to those next steps. And so, as Crystal shared, it's the customer service, it's the quality, but also I believe you don't have to just support me. You can support other authors and other financial educators that are doing what I'm doing. So there's room. And I thought about the grocery store analogy as well with the bread. Sometimes you go and your preferred bread isn't there. Do you leave with no bread, or do you just buy another one? And so there's room for all of us. And when it comes to financial education, particularly when it comes to books for children, why not fill your child's bookshelf with all of the resources that are out there to expose them to those different perspectives, to those different principles? So I say support all of us. But if you're gonna step into the room and try to find somebody to support, you can definitely start with me, because I can provide you with that quality. And again, I have the years of experience. I didn't just write a book about money, but I know about money. It's what I do.
Well, I tell you what, I think I want to know you too. I want to know money like you know money, Jamia. Thank God. All right, Linnell, tell us what's so different about what you do.
So I am a local producer, director, writer in Baltimore City. And what makes me different and sets me apart from other writer producers in Baltimore is that I don't just stick to one type of genre in my films and my writings. I do all types of genres. So I just finished filming tonight, actually, a public service announcement on teen bullying and teen suicide. A couple weeks ago, I filmed on teen prostitution. I did a stage play last weekend on family secrets. And I also did a screening for my series premiere, Torn, which is on urban family issues, urban romance. So that's what sets me apart from everyone, I believe, is that I just don't stick to one genre, and I give messages. I have lessons within my writings. So everything is a lesson, and everything teaches someone something, maybe about yourself or your family, within my writings. And also, I'm a down to earth person. I'm pretty easily to get along with. I'm a leader, and that's what people tell me that sets me apart. So
All right. I hear a common thread with you all, and it seems like all of you deal with serving your customers with excellence in your own way. I'm gonna start this question with Jamia. Where did you learn your customer service skills? Was it something that you have credentials for, or was this something that you learned along the way? Maybe it was taught to you in your childhood. Where did you get it from? Jamia, are you with us? All right. Did you hear the question, Jamil? We'll come back to you.
I did
Uh,
not.
okay, Crystal, we'll go with you. Your customer service.
Could you repeat the question again?
Sure. all of you have something in common, and that is excellence when it comes to serving your customers. And so I'm asking, is that something that you have a credential for? You had schooling for it, or maybe it's something that you just learned along the way? How did you learn how to bring that excellence, that excellent experience to your customers?
Yeah, I think a lot of it just comes with passion. I'm a very passionate person, especially when I feel really strongly about a subject like business. I can talk about business just like all day, every day. I can inspire somebody, and get them going and really help them with the foundation of business all day, every day, right? But I think a lot of it is just going with what you love doing. And when you find out what you are good at, you stick with that. I get calls on the phone from my customers every day. And usually I talk to them at least 10 to 15 minutes, tops 10 to 15 minutes. But that's because I'm trying to know about their event. I don't just want to know about getting their money, because getting their money, that's going to come, right? But if I show interest in them, if I sell myself on them even before they get to access the great customer service that my businesses have to offer, they just, for lack of better words, throw money at me. So once you get that, and once you find out what your it is, then you're great at whatever you do. You have to know your customers, right? And with knowing your customers, you have to ask questions, right? And so I've had customers get on the phone with me and they're like, "Oh, okay, well, this service is too much." But they got off the phone with me after having a 15 to 20-minute conversation, calling me back like, we just had a whole conversation like we knew each other for years, right? Because you have to connect, right? And once you find out what you're good at, for me, one of the things that I am great at is connecting, right? So once I connect with that customer and cue in on their goals, I got them.
Oh wow, that is awesome. I like that confidence. Jamia, I'm going to come back to you. Your customer service, your excellence in customer service, was that something that you learned through schooling? Was it something that you learned growing up? How did you learn how to provide that excellence and service to your customers?
It's something that you develop along the way in your work experience and business experience, but I've also taken classes in customer service. And oftentimes I've sat in those classes and I'm like, oh, I know that, I know that. But I like to reflect from the perspective of a new person. I analyze everything. That's my personality type. And so when I step into a space, I'm looking at, if I'm new in this space, how would I feel for the very first time? Whether that's walking into a store, whether that is connecting with an organization, going on a website, I try to analyze from the perspective of a new person. And with that, it can give you that framework to provide excellent customer service no matter who you're dealing with. Because oftentimes, after we have several years under our belt, we can start to speak in terminology that people don't understand. We can start to just assume people know what they don't actually know. So that constant reminder, wait a minute, this is this person's very first time meeting me. What type of experience do I want them to have? So I feel like that's an important piece of it, is never forgetting what it's like to be new and wanting that wow factor when you experience something for the very first time.
That's great. That's a great way of looking at it. Linnea, you doing something in a totally different arena. I mean, filming and writing. How do you give that tremendous, excellent customer experience?
So I do have a heating and cooling company with my husband, and we do service the community. But for me in the filming and production, I grew up in Flag House projects in Baltimore City. And when I finally stepped outside of those boundaries of my community that I grew up in, a lot of times people try to judge and look down on people that are lower than them. So I made a vow to myself that I would treat people with the same kind of respect and the same kind of everything that I want someone to treat me with. So that's why I give 100% of myself to people. And that's what I would hope people would give to me. So just basically growing up and in the environment that I did, and my learning lessons and the stepping stones just curved me into and grew me into a better individual, a better person, and wanting to be good for people and good for myself. And it just always come out that way. So that's how I learned my customer service. I took customer service classes as well, but the majority of it came from me growing up and always having people kind of look down because where I grew up at and how I grew up, and just wanting to always be better. So treat people the way that you want to be treated. So that's where I get my customer service skills from.
That's the best customer service in the world. All right. I'm going to ask this question. This is an open question. So whoever wants to grab it first can do so. And I want to tell the audience, we really appreciate you. We have a tremendous audience tonight. I want y'all to continue to feel free to ask questions. You can ask questions of these business owners. If you ask a question, believe me, we will get it answered for you. And if you have a comment, please don't hesitate to post it. We do love the interactive audience. So for the dreamers out there, I'm sure there's somebody watching tonight who has not started their business yet. But as all of you, I'm sure it started as an idea, at some point became a passion, and at some point there was something that made you say, you know what, I can't sit on the sidelines any longer. I have to do this. And so I want to know what caused you to go from potential to I'm doing it, and what is the thing that keeps you in it? I mean, of course, we can say a paycheck, but it's got to be something that makes you get up every morning because you chose to do this, right? Nobody put this upon you. This is what you go want to do. So those two things, what made you move from being a dream to it being an actuality, and what keeps you motivated and encouraged about what you're doing? And whoever wants to jump on that first can do it.
Well, I'll start. So basically for me first, it's not about the money, because I'm a executive producer for all my projects, and I self-fund everything, and it's really, really hard. So it's not about the money. I haven't made any money yet. It's what made me go there. I tell people just do it, because if you have a dream and you know that this is your passion and you want to do it, just go out there and do it. Me and my husband started our HVAC company off of a paycheck, our paychecks. And we was like, you know what? We want to do this HVAC stuff. My husband went to school. I had the business background and the financial background, and we came together and we said that's what we were going to do. So I just tell any and everybody, do it. Just do it. Don't talk about it. If this is something that you want to do and you're passionate about it, just do it. And yes, you're going to have hiccups along the line. Yes, you're not going to know everything coming in. And before you know it, God is going to start putting people in your life that's going to help you and assist you to get to where you need to be in the level that God has had for you. So I just say, just do it. And that's just my motto.
All right. Well, sound like you've been hanging out with Mike. Just do it, right? All right. Who else wants to jump on that question?
So
Go ahead.
I'll go next. So before I started my business in 2016, I actually was working a job in healthcare. And I was working in their finance department, and I was sitting literally at the time I was working from home, and I'm like, I'm making y'all all this money. I can be doing this for myself, period. So I got up and I did it. My husband and I, we pulled from our savings, we pulled from our 401ks, we did whatever we needed to do to get our business started. And I think for me, I think to be honest and having a transparent moment, I think in the beginning I did do it for money, but I quickly learned that it was not about the money. It was more about partnerships and relationships that I built with people over the years that basically helped in getting my businesses to where they are today. And I say that that is so important because I can be in a room, but not be in the room. I can be somewhere else in South Carolina, but somebody in Fredericksburg can be talking about Crystal King and her businesses. And it has happened on several different occasions. Now, the passion after I was really in business and moving and shaking and making some things happen, came after that passion came after wanting to teach children about business and really wanting to invest in the next generation. And it started really with my children first, wanting to teach them about business. And then my son basically coming and like, Mom, I want to do this. And really manifesting what you say, like what you say that you want, make it happen, like by any means necessary, make it happen, right? And I believe that you can really make money off of doing any business, right? But like we all can say, and we all have said, the money is not the biggest thing when it comes to business. It is not. That is really what comes last from a business. So to answer the second part, what keeps me going? Success does keep me going. Yes, that's a real big one. Influence keeps me going. When Micah's ice cream truck was launched in the middle of a pandemic, and then out of that, other children started talking about business and having their business. Well, now you're talking about generational wealth, but it's beyond my children. It's for your children. It's for your children, and it's for your children. So that's what keeps me going.
Wow. Thank you so much, Crystal. All right, Jamia, what was it that made you get off of the couch or wherever you were and say, I'm starting this business, and what keeps you going in it?
Many people may have heard that when you see a problem and you can constantly pick out that problem again and again and again, maybe you're called to solve that problem. And so in my field, and I've worked in the field of financial education outside of owning a business as well, and I identified some problems. One of which is people don't have a budgeting system. And so I started my business because I came out with a product to help people plan and organize their finances. And then I wrote my first book because I didn't see any books like the one I saw on the shelf. And so I was solving problems that I saw in the industry. And that's what we are doing in business. If you start a business and there is no need for it, then your business is pointless. And so yes, money is not the main thing when you're starting a business, but you also want to seek to fulfill a need. So if you do have this burning desire to do something, any listeners out there, I would say, identify the problem that you're looking to solve. And then say, as a business, how will I solve that problem? And then position yourself to solve that problem and connect yourself with the people who can help you with that. One of the other panelists has shared that God will start putting people in your path to help you with that. And it's not until you start taking those action steps that those people can be sent to come alongside of you to help push your vision forward. As far as what keeps me going, as I shared before, I'm an educator. I enjoy helping people. So when I see that light bulb go off in someone's eyes, when I see someone get the concept, that's what fuels me. That's what pushes me to go another day, to take another step, because the dollars are only going to push you but so far. Once you have all the money that you want and can do whatever you want, that can leave a sense of emptiness when you have no purpose and passion attached to that. So it's that purpose and passion in a business owner's heart is what keeps them going after they say, okay, these dollars are nice, what's next? Because
Right.
you'll get there if you have that ambition, if you have that drive, if you have that hustle, you know how to make money. And I've learned over time that not all money is good money. So you want to have a purpose so that beyond the dollar, something much bigger than you, it will sustain you.
Wonderful. We have an audience question, and I love audience questions because that means they're tuning in, right? So Christine Pittman wants to know, how do you improve the experience of a dissatisfied customer? And so whoever wants to tackle that first, how do you improve the experience of a dissatisfied customer?
So I will say that I don't get very many dissatisfied customers. I think probably in the last 5 years, I've probably had 2 dissatisfied customers. And I think what ultimately people want to know, that you as the business owner, you are listening to them, and that what they're saying is valid, right? So in this situation, she was upset, really not at the service. She actually was upset at the weather. That's what she was upset at. But once she voiced to me what her concern was, we came to a mutual agreement, and we fixed the problem. What you can't do is just allow your customers is to have issues and not try to fix those things, because word of mouth is big, and especially in the Fredericksburg and Stafford area, it just takes one thing for someone to say something negative about your business, right? And no, you can't track down all these reviews for people, but it just helps to reach out to the person, try to come to a mutual understanding of what went wrong and how we can fix it, and do what you can do.
There it is. I appreciate that. Who else wants to take a stab at that? How would you improve the experience of a dissatisfied customer?
I agree with everything Crystal just said. You want to acknowledge their concern as valid and not shrug it off as, oh, well, that's not how I saw it. So definitely acknowledging their perspective and their feelings, and then finding a way to make it right. Because as Crystal shared, word of mouth is everything when it comes to being a business owner. And we all do it. You go online, you want to buy something, you read the reviews. And those negative reviews stick out sometimes more so than the positive reviews. So even if somebody does write a negative review, addressing that person, commenting back, saying, what can my company do to make it right? Don't just let the negativity sit unaddressed, because people want to know that you are involved with your business. I haven't had any experience with dissatisfied customers or clients, but I know someone who did, and they instantly made it right. And so that customer went online, and in their review, they shared, okay, it was a problem. The product was broken when I received it. However, this is what the owner did to make it right. And I appreciate them for that. So that business owner took the next step to make sure that customer is satisfied and in a timely fashion, so that a review that could have been negative showed that customer service that we were talking about a little bit ago. Because excellent customer service is not just providing quality service and making everybody happy, but it's fixing the wrongs that could have happened, even when they're outside of our control. Because Crystal, you can't control the weather, but I'm sure with the businesses that you have, if someone's planning to have a birthday party outside and have an ice cream truck and the weather goes crazy, you can't control that, but you can do everything within your power to appease your clients so that they go, okay, great. This is how she handled this. I'm coming back to her again.
That is great. That is great. Linnea, how about yourself? How would you improve the experience of a dissatisfied customer?
So, because with the HVAC company, we have technicians that go out in the field and work in customer houses and stuff. So, of course, you can't control all of the technicians, but I always try to listen to what the customer had to say, and always try to come to an agreement, or at least try to make them feel comfortable with whatever the situation was that happened. So I feel like as long as you listen to someone, that's the first key thing, is to try to listen to someone and then try to come to an agreement with the customer to make it so that they are satisfied, because you want your business to last and be around for a long time. So would you rather just not have one dissatisfied customer and not make it right for this one customer, or have that one dissatisfied customer and make it bad for the next 100 customers that come along? So I just think that, when it comes to like a single customer that's dissatisfied, try to do your best to make it right with them so that your next 100 customers, they'll be satisfied. So
That's great. This is good stuff. We have another audience question. This comes from Sharita Mariner. She says, what was the first thing you purchased as an entrepreneur? Who wants to jump on that one?
We had to purchase, the very first thing that we had to purchase for my HVAC company. You had to purchase your state name, your state license, and everything. So that was the very first thing we had to purchase. For my production company, it was the same thing, like get registered with the state, but we purchased the camera first. My production company, we purchased the camera. For HVAC company, we did the state license and tools. So like we got screwdrivers, a tool bag, and everything that we needed to do the service. And then we got a van for the HVAC company. After that, everything else kind of came bits and pieces.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. All right. What was the first thing that you purchased, ladies?
So the first thing that I purchased, it was probably some real small stuff, but I only remember that game truck and the truck that we purchased to pull the game truck because it was so expensive. And I was like, God, I need you to do it. Like, I need you to provide this money. I need you to provide these parties. And really, it did happen. Once God saw that I was all in, he made it happen. So basically, we picked up our both vehicles that weekend. And before I knew I had to go and pick up the vehicles, we already had 5 parties booked with schools, because I was just determined that if God had given us this, if God had blessed us with this business, that all this money wasn't just going to be sitting around.
Wow, that is great. That is great. All right, Miss Jamia.
So outside of the business license piece, I purchased a laptop because I was planning to do an online series. And I will say this was pre-launch, but because before I started my business for the public, I actually offered it to my family first. So I offered a session called Family Assets, where I only opened it up to my relatives and we talked about all the financial basics. So that was the first purchase that I made so that I could minister per se to my family first before sharing my products with the world.
Oh, wow. Wonderful, wonderful. We do have another customer question, and I'm so glad that these questions are coming in. Doc Crossland asked, she said, wonderful work, ladies. How do you plan on extending your business reach through advertising and or marketing?
Yeah, so I'll jump right into that because I'm going to be coming up here on the busiest time for both of my businesses, which starts in April. And I plan on leveraging my connections that I have. First of all, number one, because Facebook is that's my market. A lot of people say Instagram, that's their targeting market. But for me, I need the parents of those children who are going to spend money with me. So I will be, as far as advertising here in the next couple of weeks, I will be doing one of the things I will be doing is a targeted ad. And I will be very specific as to who I want to push that targeted ad to. So I don't want to push a targeted ad to somebody that's 25. No offense to somebody that's 25, but somebody that's 25 is not going to book my game truck service for 2 hours. So I'm going to target who I need to target to get that ad sent out to them. And the call of action is basically to book a party, either with Crazy for Gaming or Micah's Ice Cream Truck, or both.
Oh, wow. Great, great. All right. Who else wants to take a stab at that one?
I'll jump in. I love social media. I've also learned that, at least for me and what I do, building partnerships is very beneficial. So in this season, I'm actually focusing on partnerships to spread the word about my business. During the month of March, at the tail end of Black Children's Book Week, I'm partnering with a local bakery, and she has created a cookie kit. And the cookie kit looks like elements of my storybook. So people will be able to support not just my business, but her business as well. Some of the ways that I advertise is connecting with organizations locally that promote family related events. Like Crystal just said, knowing who your market is, I need to target parents when it comes to my books, because kindergarten students don't have money. Hopefully they have savings accounts, but they don't have dollars to spend. So I'm targeting parents. So I'm partnering with and advertising with magazines that focus and speak specifically to parents, to social media pages that speak specifically to parents that are looking to have family fun. I'm partnering with a local art studio in April during Financial Literacy Month. So I'm leveraging those partnerships to help spread the word about what I do. And then I'm also working on some projects to align with different financial institutions and organizations that may not see me in a social media standpoint, but I can send an old school email or make a phone call. So that's where my focus is when it comes to advertising and marketing in this season.
Thank you so much, Linnea. How about yourself? How you gonna get the word out there?
So basically, I just really started to market my production company with my films and my movies. So my first thing is I market through Facebook, social media, Instagram, and I kind of target. I have been targeting actors, getting new actors, searching for actors that's outside of the Baltimore area and going further out. That way I'll get my name out there to people. I have been inboxing producers that's in the DMV area, Virginia, DC, North Carolina. And I just, tell people about the things that I'm doing. And I do flyers, put flyers in supermarkets and stuff just to get people, let them know about the events that I be having as far as my stage play. And so I don't, because I'm in the production field for movies, I really don't have a set audience. I don't really cater to children because I haven't written anything kid friendly yet, but it's something that's coming the end of this year that I will be doing for family and kids. My movie coming, my holiday movie that's coming up. But yeah, I just target to everyone. I just want to get my name out there. People check me out on Hulu, Amazon, and all of that. So just so they can have my name and see my work.
This is a question I want to know. We're still dealing with the pandemic. Of course, 2 years ago, we thought that we'd be out of the woods by now, but we're not. How have you ladies survived to this point through the pandemic? I'm sure that it made you change some things, but because you're here, your businesses are still operating. We know that you survived it. How did you do it?
Yeah, so
God,
go ahead, Sweet. Right.
Simple and to the point, God.
yes, because to me, it seemed like people spent more money during the pandemic than before the pandemic. So I know, it was only God that gave people their blessing and they was able to bless me.
Wow, great.
Yeah, I agree. God, because I tell people all the time, or people say to me rather, well, how are you successful in one of your companies, one of your businesses, an ice cream truck? Well, I'm
Right.
gonna let you keep thinking that, because in the middle of a pandemic, what I was able to do, first of all, I did have to pivot because I got stuck. Let me just go ahead and be transparent. I did have to pivot, right? Because when the pandemic hit, I had hired had a full blown job fair and hired my first 3 employees. Like I was ready. And then COVID happened. In April, I had 15 schools booked for my game truck and they were all canceled. So number one, God. Number two, when you have the ability to create a solution for a problem that people don't know that they have, you are winning. You are winning.
Wow.
And when I and
Wow.
when I say that, I mean that Chuck E. Cheese was closed, right? My main business, Crazy for Gaming, was closed, right? But my ice cream truck business was able to sustain my bills, because right now we're talking about money, right? My ice cream truck business was able to sustain that business income and my main business. That is nothing but God,
Wow.
but God, off of ice cream truck business. Yep.
Resilient.
Right.
Resilient. How about you, Jamia?
Absolutely, the Lord makes ways that others don't understand. And when you are walking with Him, He will give you the ability to pivot. He will give you that next step that you need to take, that detour. We think about if when there's construction happening on the road, you'll see those signs that say you need to take a detour. You're still going to get to your destination, but you might have to go this way to get there. So as a business owner, you have to be open to shifting the way you do business and keeping your ears open for those instructions. So that could be, now I'm going to focus on this area of my business and not this area. Like I said, I'm a financial educator, I'm a financial counselor, and I'm an author. During the pandemic, I focused more so on my book and the children's aspect of my business than I have on the counseling piece of it, because that's where it's more profitable in this season. So knowing when to shift and how to shift to make that happen.
That is great. Ladies, we're going to start to wrap. I want to let you know you have been absolutely magnificent. This has been a tremendous episode. And thank God for the audience, because they've asked some questions that have made us dig deep. And for all of you who don't know, these ladies really didn't know the questions that I was going to ask or that the audience is going to ask. I gave them a little teeny bit. I didn't give them a lot. And so I do that so that you'll get genuineness. I mean, I don't want a canned answer. We want them to really answer the questions, because we want you to know who they are. We want you to know their businesses, but also we want you to know them. You may forget a business name, but you won't forget the story, right? So I'm going to ask this as we wrap. I'm sure that some of you know some of the people who are still in the dream stage, or maybe they started and maybe they got their hand slapped, right? And they're a little nervous. What advice would you give them to say, listen, come on out here, the water is warm? Also, if there was anything that I did not cover during our time together that you want the audience to know about your business, I want you to take this time and go ahead and tell it. I'm going to start with Crystal, and then we'll go to Jamia, and then we'll end with Linnea.
Yeah, I just say dream big. Like whatever you think that you can have, you can have. Say it out of your mouth. Really like have passion and put passion in whatever it is that God, because really no one else has to see your vision. But if God sees your vision and he pours into your vision, if God supports you, that's all that's needed. So owning a business, it's not for the faint of heart. Let me tell you, I have had some days where, and my husband has had some days, more so me, because I really connect with the business, and my husband has his own 9 to 5, but he will tell you he has seen his wife put in some time and some tears praying over the business. And that's what you have to do. You have to speak well over your business too. So you will never hear me say, even when I just started in business, that my business does not make money. No, I run 2 multi-million-dollar businesses, period. You got to have faith in what you set out to do. Because if you think and you talk about your business small, that's what's going to happen. People will refer to your business as small. And let me tell y'all something. Micah's Ice Cream Truck and Crazy for Gaming, they are not small. One thing I want to add is, God blessed me with both of my businesses. So I don't mind reaching back and helping anyone. I don't mind if you're in business and you're trying to get in business and you're needing somewhere some help to how to get your EIN number, how to start in business. The number one thing is just starting. And I would like everybody to know that I am a resource. Use the resource. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Crystal. We appreciate that. Jamia.
For those of you who are looking to start a business or you have an idea already, identify your why, create a business plan, and go for it. For the perfectionists out there, done is better than perfect. Oftentimes we'll stop ourselves from moving forward with a project because we want the timing to be perfect. We want the situation and circumstances to be perfect. The perfect time to start is now. So take that step of faith and get started. Push out that vision. Know that what you have in your hands is all that you need to move forward. We talked about making purchases at the start of our business. I have listened to other very successful business owners say, I didn't buy a laptop until I made X amount of money. I was running my entire business off of my cell phone. Utilize the resources that you have and don't compare your first step to someone's thousandth step. The comparison game will crush you in business. Know that what God has for you is for you. Stay in your lane, focus on what you're to do, and you'll be successful in that. So, that is my encouragement to any business owner. Do the research, study the industry, align yourself with the people that are where you want to be. Understand that your target audience is not your family, your target audience, they're not your friends. You're going to have to go out there and find the people who need what you have. And yes, your family will support you, your friends may support you, but know that there's a big world out there waiting for what you have, and you have a solution to someone's problem.
Thank you so much, Jamia. I like that. All right, Linnea.
So I just want to thank you, Call, for having me on the show. And this is the advice that I give to everyone. When if you want to start a business, just do it. Just do it. Don't give up. Put your faith and your trust in God, and knowing that He's going to order your steps. Walk by faith, and don't think failure as being failure. Just look at failure as a stepping stone to you moving into your greatness. I Please keep my name in your mind, Linnea Jordan with Jordan Productions, because I will be on a TV screen near you with my movies, Everything Matters, my movie Running Laws, my series Torn, my stage play A Right Kind of Love, and much, much more to come. So I thank you all for being on the panel today. You guys have gave me encouragement as well than the viewers out there, and good information to take back, and I have absorbed everything. And to everyone out there, just keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up on your dream, and your dream will soon come into reality.
All right. I thank you, ladies. You have been true professionals. You not only have presented yourself as creative and successful entrepreneurs, but you are strong personalities. And I love to say it like this because I say it with so much love, and it comes from a brother's perspective. You're strong, intelligent, brilliant Black women. And let me tell you, it looks good on
Thank
you.
you.
All right. And so, listen, audience, we do this as a partnership with the business owners, right? We give our platform and we haven't charged a dime. We want you to know who they are and where they are. We want you to know what they do in the business world so that you will have trusted sources that you can reach out to when you need these services and products. So you can see by some of the comments that there are people in our audience who have done business with these tremendous ladies and who are already vouching for them. I challenge you to go and check them out. If you need something in their area of expertise, go ask them, contact them. And sometimes what you need is some encouragement. I don't think any of these ladies would turn you away if you contacted them and asked them for some information or some encouragement. All right. So, ladies, once again, you have been tremendous. I thank you for being a part of the Heart for the Community Initiative 2022 Black Business Showcase, Black Business Spotlight. And listen, audience, we're going to be coming back again very soon on the 22nd. Let me go to my calendar real quick. I got so much going on, I can't keep up with this stuff. So on the 22nd, which is this Tuesday, we're going to be coming to you at 6 p.m. We're going to have Nicole Steptoe. We're going to have Princess Frenchie, and we're going to have the Virginia Black Business Directory. That's going to be on Tuesday, the 22nd. And then on Wednesday, the 23rd, we're going to have another show. We're going to have at 6 p.m., we're going to have Sharita Mariner and she's and her comment is up right now with her business, CC's Closet. We're going to have Israel Muhammad with Slate Realty, and we're going to have Lee Mooring with All About One. So listen, we got a lot of things coming for you. I'll make those notifications this evening for you to see it. Keep up with us. We appreciate you so much. God is good. He is in the blessing business, and we thank God for it. So until Tuesday evening, when we come back with another episode, we say, may God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. And thank you once again to our awesome panelists, entrepreneurs, and business owners. Ladies, you all rock. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Y'all have a blessed evening. Thanks.
Have a great evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.